So last night, I got the opportunity to spot one of my idols. This probably won't mean a lot to you guys, but it means a lot to me. I was in World 88, and I ran into Bullseye. But as for the regularly expected thing, when you clicked on Dungeoneering Day 10, I'm going to be doing a Frozen floor with some of the lower level subscribers. Um, so as for this channel, it kind of is doing exactly what I intended it to do. I didn't know if I'd make it to double digits, so round of applause for that. But we're here now, and subscriber count's slowly climbing, and view counts are going down. I'm not sure if that's because people are just no longer interested, or because they're just busy, or they just went back to watching Chris Archie like the other 200,000 subscribers that he has. But the only other thing that I can say that's changed is that the most viewed videos are like day 5 and 6, which, yeah, they were pretty cool content, but so was K99 Defense, and so were some other things that I thought were interesting. But the only other thing that's changed has been the length of the videos. The last 2 videos have been shorter, which I expected to be even more well receptive than a 17-minute floor. But this one's going to be a little bit longer, and the reason this is going to be a little bit longer is because I'm doing this with the 3 people who are lower level, and my one IRL friend, Lawne, who is 75, 76 Dungeoneering. We've done a couple floors together. Like, he knows what's going on. He's very well aware of it. It's just his account doesn't have the total level to be a sufficiently fast engineer. I try to help out as much as I can to get people to come and do what they're supposed to be doing, but they don't know. It's simple as that. They just do not know. I believe one person's like level 3. One person skills the entire floor, and unfortunately Nitro's trying to use like a Marmaros 2-hand or something ridiculously underpowered. But this is gonna be this is like 4-3 or something large, and what I thought would be fun to do would be to mix it up, and instead of doing a warped or whatever, I was going to just simply do a frozen floor and just see how it goes, because Dungeoneering is going to die if people don't get into it. Like, there should still be a drive for people to get a rapier who don't have one yet. But before I talk about that, let's talk about this stupid floor. If anybody has a method on how to do this, like, I know it's just guess and hope and try to work it out. Like, I figured that one out and I get over here, but there is just no efficient way to do this floor. It's pretty tricky. And then, of course, didn't realize you could just walk in diagonal, but he had it. That's the one tip I guess I can give, is that you can go in diagonals in this room, and there's really no other way to do it unless you do. And it just sucks. It's just not a fun floor. And we get trolled with a 99 prayer. 99 prayer door, which sucks. I was really hoping for like a 13%, just so that these guys could get some good XP. Even though doing larges at this floor, at this level, is not efficient at all. You shouldn't be doing larges. What you should be doing is, if you're between levels 1 and 50, you're gonna want to bind the highest level 2-hand sword that you can. And when you do this, it'll be the best thing you do. And then once you level 50, you're gonna start hunting for your Shadow Silk Hood, because let's be honest, if you're in World 77, you want the Shadow Silk Hood because it'll protect you, and you will die way less than you do. It's not at the point where I am. Like, I still have my hood bound, but as I've said so many times now, I'm trying to get rid of it. I need to get rid of it, and it's just not helping me. Here, instead of unbinding or taking off the primal plate body, I'm going to double check after I record this, but I'm 95% sure that it doesn't give any negative magic defense bonuses. So I don't really see a purpose to take it off during a mono room, because the range bonus should help if you're praying mage. You shouldn't really have too much of an issue. And of course, it's a pretty tough one. We get a lot of spawns. I regret doing what I did, and I should have just let it die and let it respawn and have someone who was lower level magic start the monolith. I'm not sure if it's based on magic level. I'm pretty sure it is. 3 or 4 times now I've had people say person with the lowest magic level click the monolith, because apparently it gives easier doors, or like an easier spawns, but I doubt it. So in this room, obviously you just want to kill everything. It's pretty straightforward. Like, I'm going to try to make this commentary as focused towards learning to dunge as you can. Hopefully when the people who are in this floor watch this, they can see how much was actually done, and then just compare this to what you were doing in the floor, and then realize that, hey, I could have done a lot more in this floor, right? Like, I solo the majority of it, It's not a bad thing. It's 100% what I expected. I almost did this purely out of curiosity on what I'd be able to do like a solo semi-duo, because Lawne is fairly good at dungeoneering. Like as you see here, I asked him to MGT and moves the GGS, which is perfect. Um, I was really curious on what my solo like time would be like. I thought I did okay. But as for I guess the acronyms, that was seen to be the biggest issue. Is I made a video on this last time, but maybe I wasn't clear enough in like what was going on. But I guess there's some underlying concepts that need to be understood. The group gatestone, when the key spawns, he has one in his inventory, and this is the way for the team to teleport directly to the keyer wherever he is, or wherever the keyer wants you to be. As you can see, I left the group gatestone on the ground there because I wanted the group gatestone to be there, so that when I died, I'd be able to teleport there and then come and do this room, and which is a 2-door easy runecraft room that I was able to knock off. Now, if your keyer is good, what he'll do is he'll put the group gatestone in places where you guys can handle doors. So it'll be like in a GD, for example, keyers generally don't do GDs. And a GD is a guardian door. Guardian door being like the things that you have to kill for the door to open. For example, this is a guardian door. I can't open that door until everything is killed, and I don't have the key, so it's the only way I can go. So if the keyer says GT, well actually right here, we'll go for this one. I said drag GT David because David's Lawne, obviously, but well not obviously, but I asked him to drag the GGS because I know that he's gonna run a path and then hopefully he can run into a guardian door, and if the GGS is in the guardian door, then everyone can just teleport to it, and then the door will be done a lot quicker. I solo that one because I'm a long way from the group, and I don't have I have a gate placed in a really inconvenient spot, so that like it would suck if I had to run all the way back there, and it was easier for me to just solo that one. When I get to this point, Lawne did a great job in moving the GGS, so far 2 for 2. Instead of running all the way across the teleport here, the only thing he screwed up is this. I don't really know what path he saw. I could see it done in three or four of them. Like, well, actually, 1, 2. Yeah, you probably could have done this one in 3 fish, but it ended up having to be done in a couple more. Not a big deal, but like, if you scope it out, you should be able to find the least path. And it's usually never more than 3 or 4. So here, I wait. My key pops up, so of course I teleport out. This was the gate I knew that was coming up. It's a guardian door, so I say BGT. BGT means I have a good door gated. I want the GGS, like the group teleport, so that I can move it, and then everyone can group teleport in and take care of the door. So I say GTGD, which means group teleport guardian door. In the simplest terms I can put it, what the keyer there is telling you to click on the button that says teleport. Not the little triangle one, but the one that's a triangle and a circle. It says group teleport. You click on that, and then you'll be in a door that the keyer wants you to be in. Now, David's already managed to move the GGS to wherever path he had gated, so good for him. He did a good job there. I didn't even notice. And the keys, like the floor is just finishing up. It's not that big of a deal. I'm still primarily soloing. Like, you know you've soloed a floor when you just feel like you've been in every single room and down every single path. So you see here I run into someone. He just says hi. I guess he's a little confused on where he's supposed to be or what's going on. The general tendency was to follow the keyer when you get confused, but you don't want to follow the keyer. It just doesn't make sense. He's doing his job, and you guys should be doing yours. One thing that Jagex really needs to look at is how overpowered the lower level bosses are. Now maybe this is just because they were using Marmaros spears and were level 3 Dungeoneering. Perhaps that's why. But definitely the defense level on this boss was ridiculous. Like, you'd think with max melee, a prom 2-hand, turmoil on, like you'd think you'd be able to do a little bit of damage, but it's just constant zeros, and the amount of deaths that were taken because of this boss was ridiculous. I don't know what the actual XP gain was for each person on this floor, but it couldn't have been that good. Which is why I digress to the original point that I made. When you're from like level 1 to 50, you only really want to do smalls. They only take about 5 to 6 minutes. You should get okay XP, and you should learn a lot quicker. the majority of the lower don't like the XP is not going to be great. Dungeoneering is really consistent. Like with most skills, it'll take 5 hours to get to level 50, and then 500 hours. Well, not really, but a lot of hours to get from 90 to 99. Dungeoneering is pretty consistent in terms of time. It takes a long time to go from 1 to 50 Dungeoneering, which is why a lot of people just use lamps on it. Of course, you don't get the tokens, but you only get a little bit of tokens for 1 to 50 anyways. This is why I buy my feathers at the start, because I always end up running into one of these doors. So having the feathers is useful, and this was a debatable decision. I decided to solo the Merc room. My whole team's doing the boss. I know they're doing the boss, and I know that they're focused on it, so it's not like they're idle or anything. So I just asked them like, should I do the Merc? Should I not do the Merc? And the reason I decided to do the Merc is because I see the Catagon in the corner there, and I've been looking for Catagon the whole time because Nitro was trying the best he could, but you just can't do it with whatever weapon he had. It might have been Zephyrium, I'm not sure, but it was underpowered and just was going to be an extreme pain in the butt to use. So I clear the Merc room and I gate it just so that like I can teleport back in when it's done. I go to help with the boss, and the only reason I did it, like I know the time's going to be bad already. I was hoping for like in before 30, but this boss really trolled. Like they've been here for 6 minutes or whatever, and we're still just on it. And this is one of the easier bosses. So again, with this one, you just run in the corners. The following spikes, they won't kill you, but if you're low on health, like as you can see, people just die on left, right, and center because you take a lot of damage from those falling spikes, or falling icicles, I guess they'd be. So to all my subscribers who are watching this and aren't 1 to 50 dunge, so my regular group of people, I'd say, if you watched this point, which I doubt you have, thanks for supporting. But this really was just for the lower level. Hopefully I can, I think we're going to title it like the future of World 77, because this is what people are going to come up to be. And if anyone is still watching this who is like 90 plus Dungeoneering, I encourage you to grab some of your lower level friends and just give them a hand. Like there's nothing wrong with coming out and keying a floor for them just for fun. Like this was one of the most enjoyable floors that I recorded in a while. I had a lot of fun doing this. Like it was obviously terrible XP, a waste of time, and like whatever. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. The boss is almost dead, and we're just finishing up here. Also, they were pretty excited to be on YouTube. So shout out to everyone who was involved in the floor. You guys have a long way to go. A lot of work to do before you end up being before you end up getting your rapiers and whatnot. But it's definitely something you want to invest the time into. Getting your rapier will help you train melee so much more efficiently. And I asked them not to end, and of course they all end immediately because I found that key for the Merc room, so I'm just going to go for the extra couple percent. I know at this point it doesn't matter, but yeah, I ended up just leaving. I do make him a Catagon 2-hand. I knew he was 70 attack. I asked him to start, and he seemed grateful, so that was good. I'm glad I could help out there. If I had found more ore, I would have made one for the other 2 people as well, but of course, being higher level mining was a pain this time because I wasn't able to, it was all Gorgonite and Promethium. But oh well, I did the best I could. So the final time ended up being 32 minutes and 44 seconds for 15k XP, which is just dreadful. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.